Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session on building intelligent AI agents from Copilot Factory. I'm here, Abdul Rasheed Feroz Khan, and here in this session, we are going to make sense about how we can build, intelligent AI agents, probably let's say Copilot, and what we do with Copilot Factory as well. And on top of that, we will also go with a demo to make sense with the visual elements, right, and the Canva that we have, and how Microsoft has made it much simple to go with, a Copilot to be developed. Let's go with the use case. Let's go with the real time scenario to develop a Copilot, and we would make sense. We would go ahead. We would see how this should be enabling, the acceleration with the AI agents today. Well, here's a quick networking. This is Feroz here, a quite long name, but then I go with Feroz. And here's my email ID as well. I have been recognized as a Microsoft MVP on Azure, and I'm the founder and CEO as well for the Code Sizzler that's based out of India and Middle East. So we work as Microsoft partners, more for GSIs on cloud consulting and for ISVs as well, and we do more of data and AI development activities, and of course, providing training as well. I have been recognized as a Microsoft certified trainer, and on top of that, we do have a specific platform which is said to be Copilot Factory, on which we work as Copilot accelerators for major companies like Coca-Cola and for Bajaj Finance and all these people. So, without taking much time, let me go on to the agenda. Let's make sense about what we are about to discuss today. We'll be discussing about the introduction towards Copilot, let's say 100 series, right? We have a mixed crowd, so we will go with understanding about what a Copilot is and what we do with Copilot over the healthcare and retail from the Copilot factory, and followed by the demo game. So, introduction to Copilot. Copilot is nothing but the AI agents. It's the generative AI virtual assistant that are set to be integrated into applications, often with a chat interface. And now we do have, the voice agents, which you can speak to the Copilot and it can respond as well. So they provide, support for common, let's say, any common tasks that you have in your applications. And in Microsoft, we have two kind of copilots. One is that we say a Microsoft Copilot, which is said to be available with the Microsoft 365 ecosystem. And on the other side, we do have a Copilot, which is said to be an autonomous Copilot, right? Where you could go, you can develop a customized Copilot, which is nothing but an agent that you're going to develop for automation of your tasks to be done. So business users can use generative AI to boost their productivity and creativity with the AI generated content and coming up with the automation of tasks to be done. The developers can even extend the Microsoft Copilot on the other side by integrating them into the business process and the data, or even create Copilot like the agents to build the generative AI capabilities into apps and services there. So this is a quick overview, the screenshot that you see, which is said to be the Microsoft Copilot that enables you to come up with a chat assistant. And whenever you're working in Windows or Microsoft 365, let's say Outlook or Word, you can use the assistants like this that can help you to get more things done in a lesser time. I don't want to get into speaking about the pricing of the subscription, as it's something that you can find it over the cloud. So let's directly go away and speak about the steps here. So there are three levels of generative AI adoption in an organization. You can use of the the self-generative AI assistants like Microsoft 365 Copilot to empower the users and increase their productivity. And you could still go, you can extend the Microsoft Copilot to support custom business process or the tasks and using your own data to control how the Copilot responds to the user prompts in your organization. You can then go, you can build your own copilot like agents to integrate generative AI into business apps or create, unique kind of interfaces for your customers as well. So simply speaking about Microsoft Copilot, this is how it looks like. You can find it on your browser where you have a Copilot icon. Maybe if you're using Edge, you can find it, or you could even simply go, you can land up at copilot.microsoft.com, where if you have a subscription, it can work within the Microsoft 365 ecosystem that you have. Or if not, you could simply go with the web. You can try surfing for, whatever the common tasks that you have. On the other side, if you have a subscription, you can even work with the Microsoft 365 ecosystem to generate a PowerPoint, to make some data analytics with Power BI, or do write some documents, right, with Microsoft Word, work with Teams, work with Outlook, anything that comes across here. Well, at top of this, I want to set about the comparisons that if at all, if you're looking to develop, a co-pilot that needs a customized solution to come up with, then you need to go with something called either Copilot Studio, or if you're a pro code guy, you want to stick on towards developing your own stuffs, then you can stick on to, the AI Foundry that's available there. So this is all like the AI model breadth. I would say the capabilities that we have on Microsoft Azure AI and the integrations that we have from the third party. So if you could go to your AI Foundry and edit models, I have a quick video as well, which you can find here, where you can find the models that are said to be available. You can set the filtrations and you can find the models that are said to be available here. So this is said to be the AI Foundry service. You can just go with ai.azure.com, and if you have a cloud subscription, an Azure subscription, then this is going to help you out by developing an agent for you. So AI Foundry can be a great assistance in several ways. It offers a model catalog where you can easily find various types of models by filtering based on the tasks. Secondly, you can also deploy these models with a pay-as-you-go option where you can pay for the tokens that you're going to consume. Or you can choose to deploy a model in a VM, and deploying it in a VM allows you the flexibility to select the size of the VM and the number of replicas that you want to come up with. On top of this, the AI still goes with the integrations that you can do with machine learning, or as I said, go with any kind of model catalogs that you can call up from the Azure AI service. Let's go ahead. We could make sense about an architecture for Azure AI and Microsoft Copilot. So if at all, if you're looking for retail, so this is what we propose from the Copilot Factory, where you can go, you can call your data from any means. It can be ERP, it can be from a external system, it can be from a historical sales data. So you go doing a data ingestion. The only thing is that you expose the APIs, and we have the ready available co-pilots that can help you to do things in an automated way. So let's go with a quick tour, and I will show you what we have been doing with Copilot Factory, and followed by that we will also make sense about build an AI agent using the Copilot Studio. So let's go up here with the Copilot Factory first. Okay, so let me open a browser, and I would say I'd go for Copilot Factory just for a quick understanding for you to know what we do with this. So with Copilot Factory, we develop AI copilots, right, which are said to be powered by Microsoft Copilot Studio. And we do work as Copilot accelerators. As I told, we work on developing RAG solutions. We work on coming up with, more of enhancements to be done with Vector. Or you could think about we even enable voice, or we make it automated using the messaging systems that are available. Either we go with Azure Communication Service, or we go with Twilio, or even like ServiceNow integrations to be done. So the point is that we have ready-made pre-built copilots. We have almost like 25 agents which are ready-made pre-built that lets you to go for your organization, just expose your data, just expose your API, I would say, and you get your copilot to be ready. So the point is that you get your copilot to be ready within a week of time max. And before getting onto this, we also work with something like we do a maturity assessment, we do a readiness assessment for your organization. So these are the two things that we provide, with the overview of the workshops. So we develop these two things to make sense about, hey, you go make sense if your organization is ready to adopt AI. And the second thing is that still, if the mindset is fine enough, we also need to make sense about the maturity, right? The technical assessments that we need to do if the organization is ready to move ahead with the AI agents. I would leave it to you. You could go ahead, you can make sense about these things with a website called copilotfactory.in. On top of that, what we do with Copilot Factory, maybe the pre-built agents, I can show you a couple of things. One is that the doc bot, which we have deployed for few of our healthcare customers. So we have developed a Copilot agent that's set to be available uh, towards healthcare industries on helping them to do an appointment scheduling, accessing the medical records, right? Do some symptom assessment and put on a medication reminders as well. So this is simply like, say, I'm going to be a patient, and if I want to reach towards a doctor, I can simply ask, "Hey, this is Firoz, right? And I want to get a doctor appointment for my kid or something like that." And the co-pilot can ask me. See, I can just say, "Hey," and this goes. It will ask me for the details. Yeah, it says, "I'm a docbot, your virtual assistant. How can I assist you today? I need a doctor appointment to be booked, or let's say I need a doctor appointment for my kid. What's your name?" So I can simply go, I can say my name is Firo, and it asks for the phone number. So you can simply give some phone number, right? We have this ready available, and it also asks for some preferred date and time. So this is about, the appointment scheduling. And just like this, we do have, like, you can go, you can try doing medical record access. So I can write, what my kid is suffering with. Let's say the giving up, the I mean, like more of adherence that he has been facing about, and what kind of medication is needed can be assessed by the doctor then. So we just give up the symptoms, saying that, hey, my kid has a fever with a particular temperature, and we say that he has a cold or whatever, blah, blah statements, right? You keep it added up. And the co pilot can then take this towards the doctor, right? It gets recorded there, and the doctor also has a copilot accessibility where they can simply go, they can see. So now the phone number seems to be the medical ID, right? The OP ID that it gets added up. And it automatically gets saved. The backend, we are using easy tables, right? And for few customers, we do use Cosmos DB. So it goes, it gets saved, and the doctor can examine about what's going to be the problem for person A or person B, and they can write the prescriptions. They can meet the the calendar again gets added up with the doctor's appointment. It sends a automatic calendar invite, and once when you consult the doctor in person, the doctor can automatically write about, with the co-pilot on the prescriptions that are said to be needed, and this gets added on again with the medication reminder. Now, after 10 days, let's say, or the 15 days that you go for the second checkup with the doctor can automatically enter the mobile number. They can surf about, like, the record access that they have as such. So this is one thing that we have for healthcare assistant. And I can even show you one more where we have for retail. So this is said to be a retail bot, and this can help you to make sense about the product availability on your warehouse, and you can think about ordering it instantly and getting a customer service as well, and what you see of the inventory and the availability that's set to be there. So this is altogether like what we do with Copilot Factory. Now, say we had Shopper Stop who has been coming up with us asking about Copilot to be developed for them. So it was like, just a month of time where they were exposing the APIs, and we were to build few APIs as well, and we made the Copilot to be ready available. So that's something what we work as Copilot accelerators using, the Copilot Factory service. And to develop Copilot now, you can simply go, you can say, I will land up with copilotstudio.microsoft.com here. And there, let's go, we could, make sense on developing Copilots. So let's simply say create. So I will go here to create an agent. And you see, you have voice, right? And you have like templates that are set to be ready available. So we could go with these things, and we can develop copilots using the templates that are already available. Or if you want to go from a scratch, you could simply go, you can say a new agent to be developed, and thereon we can give the prompt on what exactly that you're looking for to develop as such. So let me say create an agent to help employees, right, with expense claims. So this is set to be my prompt. So it gets added up automatically with the details that are needed for the same. It's like, it's Gen AI, where it gets automatically speaking about the company policies, tracking the status of the employee, right, providing a reminder for pending or incomplete claims. So those artifacts are set to be already added there. Now it says, please suggest or confirm some name for the same. It suggests a name called Expense Claim Assistant. Uh, okay, let me say it's going to be Code Sizzler. I would suggest, right, the name of, I would say, Code Sizzler Expense Journey, right? So this is set to be the name then. Okay, I can then go ahead with this. So let's say I would add more kind of prompts for this. Okay. All right. So now I could go up. I can add more of the prompts, right? I want to make this like, more effective. So let me say, let's see what it says. The agent's name is now set to coaches or expense journey. And what specific actions or behaviors should perform to help the employees with expense tracks, right? So let's say uh, this agent should keep a track for the below facts, right? I have it on a notepad. Let me keep this added up. So let's say it should have an appropriate name, okay? User friendly professional tone, and not use only the public accessible websites to get its information. And I'm not going to keep this added up. Maybe I will keep this added later because I want to show you how we can keep an external document to be added up, for the knowledge base. I can also say avoid providing any tax advice here. So that's going to be my knowledge. I'm going to give to the copilot the instructions. Yes. Now let's refine the guidelines. Okay, this is said to be the guideline that we have given. What specific guidelines should coaches do when interacting with employees? Provide step-by-step instructions for submitting expense claims, offer reminders. Yeah. So let's go ahead. See, I'm going to make it more, sensitive. I'm just copying this. I would ask the same with Copilot, right? So let's go to the Copilot here. And I'll ask the Copilot. I'm developing a Copilot for um, demo, which is in the name of, Code Sizzler Expense Journey. And I'm just giving up the same. What specific guidelines should I give for this? And then it says, you can go with these things to be added up. So it goes speaking about providing clear instructions, offer step-by-step guidance for submitting the claim, offer the reminders, ensure the compliance, support and assistance. Okay, let's go with the same. I would say these things to be added up, right? Feedback. So let's copy this, and I can give the same. So as it gets added up, you can find the details here. Hope you could see this. So that's altogether like what we have then, right? Let's close this. Now we can go, we could say that we need to test this across. So let me say create it. It sets up the agent then, right? We have these things added up and we have enabled the knowledge as well. If you need, you can keep documents to be added up. I will probably do that later. And I do have like triggers and the starter prompts that set to be there. So now let's go up here. See, you have a test panel. Hello, I'm Coach Sizzler Expense Journey, a virtual assistant. And I can simply ask, hello, let's see how it interacts. So you get a canvas as well where you can track what topics is set to be working on. I will go to the topics. I will show you there will be like two topics. One is set to be a system, and the other side you have a custom topics that's set to be available as well. So we can even add the topics that are set to be needed from our side, maybe a custom topic, let's say. So how can I help you today? I can simply say, what should I or whom should I contact about, right? So let's say I would go here. I would say, who should I contact about submitting, you know, an expense claim. So that's another prompt. So it says you should contact your company's finance or accounting department to submit an expense claim. This said to be, based on the guideline which we added when we created a copilot. Now, what's the expense limit for a hotel stay? That could be my another prompt. Let's wait for this. Yeah, it says the expense limit of a hotel stay according to the company policy is $150 per night. If you have the any further knowledge, or this is generic, right? And we have a document, we can go to the knowledge, we can try, adding a knowledge base. You can keep your documents to be added up. So let's say add a knowledge. So we can even go with APIs, you say advanced, we can go with APIs or connect your CRMs. It can work with these things. Okay, or see, the response what we have right now is said to be generic. The other way is that you could go up, you can try adding up your document or your website, something like that. That can still work for you. And at the same time, we do have something called topics. You could go for the topics, and you see the topics are like two things. We have system and we have the custom as well. So the system is said to be the default that you could get here. And the other side, I mean, like this is triggered by specific events like errors or unexpected inputs. And when you say custom, these are triggered by the input from the user. You say good day, goodbye, something like that, and it generates the response for the same thing. Let's say I can take up any of these things. I can go to the greeting, and you see a visual designer that shows you about all the topics and the edits that we can try doing, with the help of this. So the response to the trigger is to return a message to the user saying, hello or hi, right? How can I help you today? Those things. On top of that, there's also concepts like conversational boosting that we can do. We can go with a fallback to be called up, right? So those are set to be the other kind of steps that are available there. We have a limited time, so I want to go deeper into this. But then, okay, let me say I go to this greeting, right? We have these things added up. Let's go back to the topics page. So here I'm there at the topic, and I can say let's go to the system, and this lets you to go try calling up the conversational boosting steps. Well, so now I have the topics that are set to be available here. And what I could do with this is let me close the testing panel. And here in the conversational boosting, this is set to be the topic that's triggered when the user submits a message, right? Uh, the message for which the agent can't identify a corresponding topic there. So the topic then attempts to respond to the user's message by using generative AI. So that's set to be conversational boosting. And there's also a concept called a fallback logic that's available. So this topic, the fallback, let me go to the system and I can show you this. So you have a fallback. So this topic is a fail-safe topic that responds when the intent is unknown, and it's going to be like an appropriate conversational AI response that can't be generated then. So this includes the logic to enable the user to try again up to like three times before gracefully ending the conversation then. Well, to add a topic, you could go to the topics here. You can say add a topic. You can either go with Copilot Or let's make it better. You even say from the blank and try generating with that. Let's say going with a description with Copilot, and I can name the topic here. Let's say ask about expenses contact. So to whom I should connect with. So let me say when the user, when the user asks who to contact about expense claims, tell them to send an email to sales@codesisler.in. Right? So this is going to be the ID that I give, and I say create, and you should be able to see that the topic gets created there. Right? In case if you get any prompt or something that you need to allow with copy paste or clipboard kind of stuff, then keep it allowed there. So after a short wait, this gets trained automatically, right? You could simply say save, and then you can go to the Copilot. You can test it. It can give up the email ID thing. So now let's say go to the topics and you see ask about expenses contact is said to be there. Hope you're getting it. I can go to the test then. So let's say go to the test and refresh this once. Now I can say hello. There on I would say who should I contact about submitting, an expense claim. So let me give this. See, there we go. For expense claims, please send an email. But again, I would say this is not the way an agent should work. This is just for a demo, having a short timeline. I'm showing you this. But a copilot should work on such a way that you're never supposed to go out of the copilot window. So I could go, I can say I built an automated solution, a power automate solution where you can you can upload the documents here and it gets saved towards a blob storage at the back end. It can trigger an action to the person as well, right? Getting an email, something like that. So that's altogether like how it can work across. And as I said before, you can even go to the knowledge if you want some privacy policies, or if you want to get, any kind of APIs to be integrated, we can try also doing those things over here. On top of that, you can publish. So you can test your agent, and once when you feel that it's good, you can go to the settings, and you can keep, the security and those stuffs to be enabled. You can validate those things over here, and keep your logo to be added up. And on top of those things, we can say publish this. So say publish, and we click on the publish button and get the channels to be published then. So you can either go, you can try publishing this as a web app, okay, or I would show you, we can find it. So it's getting added up. You can go to the channels, you can find we have it for Teams and for the Copilot. So if you could go to the Teams, you can find, a web app that would be available. Uh, I mean, like an app, a simple app, right? That would be available. We can call it, you can put it either within your organization or even within the Teams, or you can even share it between different organizations there. We do have like a demo website on which we can go with. So say you want to go with the demo website. So it says you could go here, you can click on save and get the demo website to be up there. So the point is that you need to change the authentication settings. You have to go up here and say you want to make this to be publicly available. This is not recommended, but just for the demo that we are doing here. Okay, let's go up with this. So let me close it then. Now I can go to the channels, say a demo website, right? You can copy this, sharing the website, open a new tab, and we could go for the same thing. So you see a demo website that's available with codes or expense chain. Okay, this is said to be, we have just published it. You can wait for some 10 minutes, something like that, and you can try working with this so that it can provide you a response. In the meantime, you can even go over here in the test panel and you can try this here. Hi, let's wait for the response. Yeah, I would ask, I have been traveling for a business visit to Seattle. and I have few invoices from hotel and travel expense. How can I claim it? So I just ask this. So there it goes. It says collect the receipts, ensure that you have all these things, right? So it shows you the details there. You could wait for some probably, let's say, some couple of minutes or maybe after 10 minutes, which is recommended. And I can simply go up with the web app which I showed you. You can even refine the steps there. We could even say, who should I contact with expense inquiries? I'm sorry. So there we go. I can then ask, what are the expense limits for flights? So it can respond me with, for these questions there. See, this goes with the company policy and it says like what's it to be available there. So that's altogether like where you can go, you can try, developing a co-pilot thing. And if at all, if you're looking for, I mean, if your organization is looking for, to develop a co-pilot or to come up with some co-pilot acceleration assessments to be done, you can feel free to reach us out. I thank the host on conducting, this particular event to make this event to be even more wonderful, right? Sharing the knowledge towards others. So thanks to MVP community as well, and thanks to the event host on helping us to make this program to be even more greater. Thanks for joining us, and you can feel free to drop me an email or do connect with me over the LinkedIn if at all if you have any questions. Then, thank you.